Hello, hello, Facebook world. Give everyone a moment to join in with us from Carolina's Girl Scouts Peaks to Piedmont Council. We are located in 40 counties of Western North Carolina. And today we are here sharing with you with our virtual Girl Scout sessions because everything else may be closed, but Girl Scouts is not canceled. We are still committed to be with you on these virtual platforms throughout the week. So you make sure you're tuning in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 11 a.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. for our virtual Girl Scout sessions, as well as Saturday at 11 a.m. for a special segment for you. Today, you are having your hostess, Crystal Taylor, that's me, joining with you today for our Wellness Wednesday. I am a troop experience manager, and my job with Girl Scouts is to make sure that everyone who is involved in the Girl Scout troop has an amazing experience. And part of that amazing experience is making sure that you are well on the inside and out. So we are so thankful for our community partner, Kellin Foundation, for being on board and committed to bringing you our Wellness Wednesdays every Wednesday at 7 p.m. So make sure that if you haven't already liked our page and followed it, to go ahead and click the like, follow us so you can get notifications every time we go live, as well as follow Kellin Foundation on their Facebook page because they have a ton of more resources that are available to each and every one of you. So I'm going to now introduce to some and reintroduce to others if you've been tuning in with us. Emily is the volunteer coordinator with Kellin Foundation, and I'm going to turn it over to her to introduce our special guest for today.
Thank you, Crystal. So just like Crystal said, I'm with the Kellin Foundation. And the Kellin Foundation, we provide free or reduced therapy to those in the triad. So that's Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point, all over the place. We do a lot with victim advocacy, child resiliency, youth and trauma. We have a substance abuse program called Greensboro Heals. And we have a lot of support groups available as well. We are starting a virtual villages, which also has some support groups available, especially if you are a healthcare provider, a teacher, and you just need someone to talk to, someone to vent to. You are more than welcome to join these groups. If you need some extra just vent time for yourself. So now I will introduce one of my colleagues. Her name is Jessie, and she is a mental health clinician. And she is part of our NCTSN program. So that's National Child and Trauma Network Program. It's a big acronym, but I think I got it. So I'll give you away to Jessie.
Hey everyone, my name is Jessie, and like Emily said, I'm one of the therapists at the Kellin Foundation. And today I'm going to be walking you through, oh my goodness, my puppies. Can you believe it? They want to go outside right now. Can you give me a heart or a like if you have puppies at home? All right.
What if I have a dog? It's not a puppy. It's a full grown dog, 40, 50 pounds of grown dog. Can I still heart that?
Absolutely. My puppy is actually 62 pounds. So that's a lot of puppy. So I apologize about that. So like I was saying, my name is Jessie, and I'm a child therapist at the Kellin Foundation, and I love to work with kids and families. So today I have a presentation for you about how to think helpful thoughts. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and share this with you all, and we'll get started. Okay. So, like I said, my name is Jessie, and as you can tell, I really love flowers. Can I get a heart or a like if you also like flowers and being outside, especially in the springtime? So I am a child and family therapist, and what that means is that I help kids, I help families and teens. Oh my goodness, these puppies! I might have to let these puppies outside. So let's go let these puppies outside while we are doing this presentation. Bye, puppies. Okay. All right, guys. So I love to help kids think happy thoughts and work through hard things to make them feel strong, brave, and smart. I don't know about you, but I love feeling strong, brave, and smart, especially when things might feel scary or different, kind of like things right now might feel. Do you guys have any thoughts about what's going on right now? Comment below. All right. So let's just get started with the basics. What are thoughts? Thoughts are what your brain is telling you. So, you know, it's kind of like the little voice inside your head. When something happens, you might think, well, why did that happen? Or what might I do about this? Or I really like the way I look today. Or I don't think my friends like me anymore. Those are all examples of different thoughts you might have. Thoughts can come up as memories. Thoughts can come up as pictures or videos. Thoughts can come up as words. It might even be a song that you heard earlier in the day that made you feel happy or silly. The thing about thoughts is that they can be helpful or unhelpful. So some of them make us feel good, and some of us make us feel not so good. And thoughts are important because they influence the way that you feel and what you do. So I'd love to know, have you ever had an unhelpful thought?
I know I have, Jessie.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I just didn't want to do anything, and I kept thinking, well, why should I get my work done when I can just sit here the whole time? So I didn't have really any motivation to do anything, so I didn't do a lot today.
That's right. Thank you, Emily. Thank you for sharing. So sometimes we have thoughts like we don't really want to do anything, and that might make us feel a little yucky inside, right? And so, Emily, can I ask you, what did you do to change your thought today?
I started doing something like a small task first, just to try to get going again. And then the small task kind of helped moving on to the big task. And then I think eventually I actually did get my work done. I had to start small first.
That's amazing. So you were able to recognize that your thought wasn't very helpful, and you did something to change the pattern before it got really, really big. So that's what we're going to talk about next. So this is something called the cognitive triangle. And that kind of sounds like a fancy science term. We're just going to break it down. So what this means is the thought triangle. And so we've already talked about what thoughts are. Does anybody know what a feeling is? Sometimes this is a little hard to describe. Some people think about it like what you feel in your heart or how your body responds when something happens. Some examples might be feeling happy, sad, mad, worried, excited, silly, proud, right? And then behaviors are the way that you act, the way that you respond to the things that happen in your day-to-day. So the way that this triangle works is it starts with your thought, then it moves to a feeling, and then it moves to a behavior. So an example, let's say we have a scenario where you walk into a cafeteria and you see a couple of kids and they're at a table and they're laughing. An unhelpful thought about that might be, oh my goodness, these kids are laughing at me. They're laughing at the way I dressed today. And that might make me feel embarrassed. And when I feel embarrassed, I might run out of the cafeteria crying, or I might go up to them and say, why are you guys laughing at me? And you can see how this way of thinking isn't really helpful, is it? It might make us feel yucky, maybe make us do things that we might not feel so happy about later. So let's take that same scenario and let's say we're gonna think about it in a helpful way. So you walk into the cafeteria, you see the kids laughing at the table, and instead of thinking the first way, you're gonna change it. We're gonna think, I wonder what they're laughing about. I wonder if someone just told a funny joke. And so with this thought, I might feel curious. I might feel silly and friendly. And I might go up to that table and I might say, hey guys, I see you guys are laughing. What's so funny? And that might lead me to make some new friends, right? So you can see how the very same thing, the very same scenario has happened. And the way I think about it changes the way that things unfold. And so this is the way we can control our brain each and every day with each and every scenario. All right, let's move on. So what do you guys think about rainy days? I know here in North Carolina, in Greensboro, where I'm at right now, it's about to be a rainy evening. So I'm curious to know what you guys are thinking about tonight's rain if you're here, or what you think about rainy days in general. Feel free to comment below.
I feel that rainy days are refreshing.
Okay. Amazing. So for Crystal, it's a refresher. For me, it really depends. Sometimes I feel happy about it. It makes me feel cozy and comfy. And it does make my dog very, very scared. So sometimes I feel nervous for her. How about you, Emily? How do you feel about rainy days?
I think it kind of depends for me as well. Sometimes I think it's really cool if it's like a big storm and all the lightning and the thunder, but then sometimes it prevents me from going outside. And when we're in quarantine, I kind of wonder what else I can do inside.
That's right. Sometimes it can get a bit lonely inside, and we want to be outside playing, in the garden or with friends, playing sports or going camping. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing we did with the triangle with rainy days. So some unhelpful thoughts about rain are, oh no, I'm going to get all wet. My shoes are going to get soggy. I won't be able to go outside. What if the thunder and the lightning picks up and I get scared? You can see how this isn't feeling very good, is it? And sometimes we can get stuck here, and then it's hard to enjoy. Now let's do the same thing, but we're going to make it helpful thoughts about rain. So this is a little seed popping out of its shell. I don't know if I have any fellow gardeners out there, but there is.
And yes, I know my garden is loving this rain.
Absolutely, Crystal. So even when I look at this picture, I feel excited. When I think about the rain doing this for my seeds, I get very excited. So some helpful thoughts about rain would be the garden is getting watered, my vegetables are growing, flowers are blooming. I can splash in puddles. I can sing in the rain. I can stick my tongue out like they do on TV and be silly outside with my friends and family, right? And so it's the very same situation. We didn't change anything. It's still a rainy day. But the way we think about it changes the way we go about our day. And that can be so powerful to know that you really have control over the way some of your days go, just by the way that you're thinking about things. So let's reflect. What are some unhelpful thoughts you have about yourself or about the world? Some examples might be, the world is unsafe. I will never get to see my friends again. What if my friends think I'm annoying? Are some of these thoughts ones that you've had before? Or do you struggle with different kinds of unhelpful thoughts?
I know sometimes with, all with our social distancing, I do wonder if we're ever going to get outside again. I can see some of my friends.
That's right, Emily. Especially right now, since we're not really quite sure, how long we'll be inside. So it makes sense that maybe we're having more unhelpful thoughts than usual. And so this is really the best time to start practicing this skill. That way we can get through this together, and we can get through this in a powerful way. So what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to get your pieces of papers, your markers or note cards, whatever you have available, and we're going to create. So I don't have any note cards at home, so I'm going to use some colorful paper because it makes me feel happy. So I've got my happy side and I've got my sad side. So on my sad side, I'm going to write down the unhelpful thought that I have. It can be about anything. It can be about being at home. It can be about myself. It can be about bullies. It can really, truly be about anything that doesn't make you feel good. So take a minute to write yours down, and I'll write one down too.
Is it just one thought on each side or just all the thoughts?
One thought per paper.
Okay.
I know it's not the most eco-friendly, but it can get a little bogged down if we use all of our thoughts on one paper, right? Think about when we have a gajillion thoughts in our brain at one time. That's a bit overwhelming. So this way, we're just kind of looking at one at a time. Okay, so take a few minutes to do that. Maybe one that's been bothering you quite a bit lately. Okay. Okay, so an example I came up with is, I am tired of being at home. So let's just go through that triangle again, because it's kind of like exercise. The more we do it, the more we get better at it. And there are those puppies again. That storm must be picking up, guys. So with this thought, it might make me feel yucky. It might make me feel like I don't want to do anything, right? Kind of like Emily was saying. And then that might make me want to stay in bed. It might make me not want to get my work done or help others. So I need to change this thought to be more helpful. I'd love to know what some of your unhelpful thoughts are. Maybe ones that you shared in the comments below, or ones that you wrote on your pieces of paper.
Well, one of my thoughts was I was supposed to graduate college this May, and my graduation got canceled. So that is my sad thought, is I won't be able to graduate with my friends.
Right. And I can imagine that doesn't feel very good, Emily, right?
No, it does not. It's been bugging me for some time, so every now and then that thought will pop into my head.
Right. So now we're going to take these thoughts that are unhelpful and don't really help us feel very good, and we're going to shift them as much as we can. That doesn't mean we're going to lie to ourselves or we're going to heal, the thought completely, but we're going to try to put a positive twist to it. So I want you to flip over your paper or your note card to your happy side and take that same thought that you just wrote down and put a positive twist to it. So I'll work on mine while you guys work on yours. Okay. All right, so I've written my positive thought down now. And so just as a refresher, my unhelpful one was, I'm tired of being at home. And now I'm going to change it to, I am grateful for time with my pets and my garden. So we see we're not lying to ourselves, but we are finding the positive truth in whatever we're going through. So yes, I might be tired of staying at home all the time and not seeing my friends, but I'm also grateful for being at home with my pets and having the time to spend in the garden. So hopefully it was easy for you to find your positive truth with whatever thoughts you were struggling with. This is something you can practice every day. Sometimes I like to use it in my journal. So I'll go ahead and journal everything about the day, and then I'll go back in and try to find unhelpful thoughts throughout the day, and I'll highlight those. And then I'll go back in and change them. So maybe that's something you can use too. All right. I want to thank you for allowing me the time to share this cool skill with you, and I hope that you find it just as useful as I do. And I'd love to know what questions you have, what comments you have about thoughts in general or this skill.
I have a question from a volunteer. She actually texted me. So I don't know if she wanted to keep it private, but I will share her question with you.
Okay.
This today's segment, is this for girls or for adults, or for adults to model with their children?
What an amazing question. So this is for every human being on the planet. This is not just for kids, not just for girls, and not just for adults. I think it's really helpful for everyone to practice, especially as a family, because the more we can practice within our family, and the more parents can model this, it'll be easier for kids too to start shifting the way they think about things.
Great. Thank you for that. Hopefully the leader who asked that question, that answers it for her. But for any other leaders who are watching this and you're wondering how to use this resource, this is great to just replay it again to your troop members. If you have a Zoom session or resharing it on Facebook to your parents and they all watch it, and then you come together as a troop and do this activity on your own time in your own discussion, it's definitely a helpful way to do it. For me, for instance, some of the thoughts I wrote down will be more appropriate for older girls. I put down on my frowny side, as I call it, that all the adults are angry. There are a lot of people who are angry and frustrated, and I know that's a feeling some people are having. But then on the opposite side, for positive, is helpful part is all the adults are advocating for themselves, and which is great that everyone has found their voice to speak up and say what they need for them and their family. So this can be used on a simple level with your younger girls, or talking with your older girls, especially as they learn to take action and things about how you can flip things and show how there is good in any kind of opportunity that presents itself during this COVID crisis.
Absolutely, Crystal. I couldn't have put it better myself.
See, I'm not seeing any other questions. Anything else you can add for us, Jessie, to help our leaders and or help our girls who want to do this on a regular basis if they get stuck or struggle with it?
I think the most important thing you can do is practice, practice, practice. Like I said, I think about halfway. This is kind of like going to the gym or doing any sort of exercise. It's going to be really hard at first. The first step is going to be self-awareness, kind of learning what thoughts you get stuck with, what thoughts are the most difficult for you. And the more you can challenge those each day, the easier it'll get. So it might be frustrating at first, but just keep practicing, and hopefully it will get easier for you. And if it's too hard, ask a parent or a caregiver for help, because we want to work together to heal, right?
Right. Great. I have another question for folks who are out there. Maybe some parents or leaders don't feel comfortable having these conversations with their children. What services does the Kellin Foundation have to support those who want their children to talk to someone professionally? I know there's a stigma around that, but can you speak a little bit about the services that you do have to offer?
Absolutely. Emily, do you want me to talk about this?
Yes, because you're in it every day. So I think coming from you, it just means so much.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to talk about the Kellin Foundation. So I've been with the Kellin Foundation for just about 3 years now, and we offer services ranging from individual therapy, family therapy, couples therapy, and group therapies, anywhere from 0 all the way up to, working with the elderly. with a wide variety of issues, anywhere from, struggling with sadness or depression or feeling worried more than usual, or if you've been through a scary event, we'd love to help you. We have several clinicians that have different areas that they like to focus on, but mostly we like to use play and art, and we really just like to work with you with whatever you're going through in the ways that make you feel like yourself.
Great. So if anyone would like to connect with Kellin Foundation on a different level, learn more about the services or opportunities that they have available, even if it's not for yourself, but someone you know, I've been challenging all of my troop leaders in this area to do those wellness checks to make sure that the girls who are in your troop are okay in their homes. But if anytime you need to refer someone or send them this information, share this video with them, Kellin Foundation is here and committed to doing those things for those families. So check out their website. Emily Mails has just posted a link to their website there, so you can look at all the resources they have to help support any and everyone, not only through this COVID crisis, but through anything when it comes to wellness, inside of this and outside of this. And always, we are here too. Girl Scouts Carolinas Peaks of Piedmont Council is here to support you. If you ever need anything, any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to email us at info@girlscoutsp2p.org or give us a call. Our phone line is still open, and Mel's is gonna post that in there for you, so you can give us a call, email us, or visit our website for more information on our virtual opportunities, how to deliver this information to your Girl Scout troops, and even you parents. Now you are even considered a troop leader because you're helping your daughter get through her Girl Scout activities at home. So anyone, feel free to reach out to us. If you're not part of this amazing Girl Scout movement, it is not too late to join us. There is so much going on. We have opportunities outside of Facebook Live for you to go and connect with our program team, our camp team, and things of that sort outside of Facebook Live. So if you're interested in joining Girl Scouts, visit us at www.beagirlscout.org. And if you're looking to volunteer with Girl Scouts or with Kellin Foundation, we're looking for those people in this virtual environment who can connect and engage with our girls, our volunteers, or any of those things. So reach out to us. Stay tuned to all of our fantastic postings. As I said before, my name's Crystal Taylor. Girl Scouts is not canceled, so we look forward to seeing you at Girl Scout Camp this summer. Visit our website for Girl Scout Camp at www.camplikeagirl, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow again for our virtual Girl Scouts, and especially Friday night, where we'll be having Pictionary for our family game night. So get the family together. Come see myself and Valerie King for Pictionary for family game night on Friday night. Other than that, thank you again, Kellin Foundation, for being with us, and we will see you again next Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday at 7 p.m. Thanks, everyone. Good night.